Welcome back to the emotionally distancing
Social distancing?
emotional, right?
No, social.
Oh,
Social distancing.
I've been doing it wrong, bro. No wonder Charity's mad at me.
So
I've been emotionally distancing myself.
So you don't get mad, angry, happy, sad, nothing?
No, bro. I'm a cold stone fox.
How you feeling
bro.
right now?
Emotionless.
Oh.
I can't tell you, bro. I gotta distance myself emotionally from you.
Oh, my fault.
That's what they told us to do.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to make it up to her later. But what's up, guys? How have you guys been today? How are y'all doing?
You know, chilling, just working with people in this quarantine.
Damn, bro. So you haven't been socially distancing yourself?
No, not at all.
Dang, bro.
We brought back Zeke.
Brought back Zeke. Zeke.
The funniest man I ever met in my life.
I love how a guy literally has to be dying from heart disease for me to get back on the podcast.
You already know how it goes, bro.
True. I wouldn't want me here either, bro.
You're just too funny for this, bro.
I'm not PG.
I can't look, Zeke. The reason we don't have you on is because I edit the podcast, and every time you're on, the edits take exponentially longer.
But you have time now.
Oh, this week I have
It's
time.
because I'm not PG.
This week I'm on spring break, but
the next 2 weeks you won't be working.
yeah, true. Maybe. Who knows, bro?
But
A lot of
eventually-
people on the Reddit are saying that if you don't go in, you may not have a job when you go back if you don't volunteer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they're saying on the Reddit.
You know, I don't think they can hold that against you.
I don't think they could. They said that they're like when things go back to normal, if they don't have hours and you're part time and you didn't volunteer, they're not gonna give you preference.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. So I may not have a job when I go back.
But you're about to leave anyway, so
True. About to be done, bro. About to be
Facts.
out of the grind.
Charity can hold you, bro. She
For
got you. You lost 15 pounds. She got you, bro.
25, bro.
Oh, 25.
25.
Oh, you good? She can put you on your on her shoulders.
Bro, you weren't there the night of the Khabib fight, right?
Nah.
No.
I don't know.
McGregor Khabib?
Nah, I wasn't.
Nah, dude. Noel literally like picked me up like fireman carried me, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's so strong.
Yeah, I was
motherfucker.
265, bro. The first time he failed. He's like he couldn't do it. The second time I had to help him. But like the thing is he couldn't get the swing over.
Yeah.
So the second time I jumped and he got me, bro. He
jumped.
Yeah, I jumped, yeah.
Oh, like half
Well,
a foot?
yeah, like I mean, I guess I elevated. I put one foot up.
You just pushed off the floor.
Yeah. I pushed the earth down. I didn't jump. I just pushed the earth down.
Which is like, stop it. Pinche pendejo, stop. You're hurting me.
True. No, yeah, but he picked me up, bro. He actually fireman carried me, bro. It was crazy.
That's a swole dude, bro.
That's the first
Fireman
time.
carry is actually really interesting in the way that it works.
What do you mean?
Because it allows you to pick up people that are a lot heavier than you.
Yeah?
Yeah. So the way that it works, from what I know, from what I was told
Wait,
way
hold
back
up.
in Jero
I ain't gonna lie. The fireman carry is like the one.
Yeah.
One over
It's like they're
over
laying
your
across like
yeah,
your
yeah,
shoulders.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
John Cena thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
John Cena does the FU.
Yeah, the FU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what I
Just
was
to clarify.
told,
Resident
in-
fireman Ezekiel.
in high school in JROTC for the fireman carry, I was told that you use your arms to lift them, and then whatever your arms can't lift gets put onto your shoulders, and
Mhm.
that gets spread evenly throughout your body and
Okay.
placed onto your legs.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
that can make
that's
sense.
why the fireman carry is like really easy to carry people who are a lot heavier than the normal weight you can carry,
Really?
because it's not putting all the strain on one part of your body.
So how different is that from like a deadlift? Because I could deadlift.
Well, deadlift would be the same. Would be squatting.
A deadlift to squat? I thought deadlift was more using your back, and your.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, he's saying you're putting the pressure on your shoulder, which then distributes it all the way to your body and your legs. So, squatting would do the same thing compared to deadlift, because deadlift you're standing and you're pulling it up. So, I don't
Okay.
think that's the same thing.
Gotcha. Because I can deadlift. I don't know if I could probably fireman carry someone that was maybe up to. I don't think I could do 400 pounds. I really don't think so. I could do maybe 300.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe what would you? Because Noel's probably about 170,
Yeah, but that's
And-
170 probably like all muscle. Though.
and I'm 260, and he fireman carried me.
Yeah,
So-
easily, no problem.
So do you think I could carry someone who's 100 pounds more than me? So that would be someone
Potentially,
at that time. I was 260, so someone would be 360.
Yeah, but I think it depends on like your muscle.
Well, I mean,
Muscle diameter.
I lifted everybody there, no problem. Like Caesar, Noel,
Well,
like
yeah,
easy
but those are
peasy.
all super small people, and you
Well,
have to keep in mind
Caesar's
that,
up to 250.
yeah, but you did also like do a lot of workout before.
Yeah, that's true.
So you
Yeah.
might like somebody who's 100 pounds heavier than you right now, like at maybe 300, 350. You might have a little bit of a problem. Like it might feel a little bit heavy, but the way the fireman carry is like by design, it's gonna be a lot easier than if you just try to regular lift them with just your arms.
True.
True.
I agree.
I know I could probably do like 80 pounds fireman lift because I'm a weak ass bitch.
You think you could fireman carry me, Zeke?
I think yeah.
If I can get the swing, probably.
Yeah?
Honestly, yeah.
I
So
think
what
Zeke-
if I stood on a chair and I just laid across?
No.
No, like I like I'll position myself. You just gotta stand there.
No. Because the swing is the part of it. It gets you into the momentum to walk forward.
Oh no, I'm just talking about. Do you think you could like lift me like fireman, like not walking at all, like just be able to stand?
No, but I see what he's saying.
No,
like
no, no,
that
'cause
that
that's-
movement of him picking you up helps him
Gotcha.
get you where you're at. I think that's
Yeah.
why maybe you jumping kind of helped Noel.
Yeah.
Increase that speed.
the
movement.
momentum and
Exactly.
the movement. Oh,
Of the
okay.
swing.
Yeah. So if it's just like standing still, that would just be like a normal like weight.
You- yeah.
basically. And
Yeah.
I can't handle that weight. Like I'm not
So
strong.
so
like
when
that.
you're actually moving, when you're in stride and walking, that's what helps dissipate the weight. Like not to
when
dissipate,
you're
so
in
disperse,
stride,
disperse
the way that
weight.
it goes is when you swing them up, right?
Mhm.
And you swing them up, and you get that weight on you initially,
Yeah.
you'll be top heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll use that as you'll use the momentum from the swing to start moving you forward, so you
Mhm.
can get out of the area. Because the way that a fireman carry works is usually you're going to be using it on people in a fire who can't move very well or are like
Right.
suffering from oxygen loss and they
Right.
can't move easily themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the fireman carry, the swing is very important because it builds the momentum to move you forward, and
Yeah.
then you just start walking.
That makes sense
Gotcha.
because
Yeah,
if
it
you
does.
think about it, when you initially pick someone up like that, at first, if you do feel really top heavy, but as soon as you take that first step, you kind of feel a little bit more
Yeah,
Feels
it's
easy.
easier.
Equal, yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah, that does kind of make sense.
This is, take this with a grain of salt because this is like, I learned this in JROTC like 5 years ago, bro. So I'm not sure if I'm remembering everything properly, but like I'm pretty sure, like I'm pretty dead set that this is right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense too if you think
It
about
does,
it.
yeah. If you think about how you see people do fireman carries, it does make a lot of sense. We used to have to do those during wrestling, bro. They sucked. But the worst one was having someone piggyback, and then you had to run up and down the bleachers. That was the worst.
Yeah, when I did WWE tryouts, I had to do the same thing.
WWE. This guy. What'd you try out for? The chair.
Clean the ring.
Jason was gonna be the chair they pull out from under the ring.
I was gonna be a table. Put
Being
myself in all fours.
Being in WWE actually isn't about like knowing how to fight. It's about
Knowing how to act.
knowing how to act.
No, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
about.
there is-
I don't
knowing how
think.
to
Well,
act.
I think it is about knowing how to act, but nah, dude. The thing that's crazy about the WWE is people are like, oh, they're not really fighting and this and that. Yeah, they're not. But the thing is, it's like they're still doing those acrobatics. They're still running, bro.
Yeah.
They're still throwing themselves, jumping off the ropes. Like, do you know how in shape you have to be able
Yeah,
to?
no, we're not
Yeah,
talking
but-
about that, but we're talking about to sell the hit, to sell that.
Oh, they
you
do
have-
that. Yeah,
You
I
have
mean,
to act.
I think TV does half of it because if you ever see one live, like in person, you'll see where the hits don't
Mhm.
connect. Like it's a
Yeah.
lot easier.
It's
I
all
think
the angles.
I think the angles on the TV is what really sells.
But
it.
the whole coronavirus thing, right? Like, you know, I think they done like a couple shows without audience,
Yeah,
and I saw a clip last night of it, and it's a lot worse because you can see like and hear the the non-actual hits not hitting
yeah,
and stuff like that, since
Yeah.
there's no audience
Yeah.
to
Muffle
like,
it, yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just it's even like more cringe to watch without
Damn.
without no audience.
Mm,
I was
I
kind of
mean,
laughing. I was like, oh, that sucks.
I don't doubt it, bro. I believe it because
Yeah.
it's not even something you could like fix in post or
Yeah,
anything.
no. That shit was funny because they're just fighting and they're like they're kicking someone, but you can tell it's just so fake.
Yeah.
But-
No, but I mean, the thing about the WWE and like wrestling like that, like acrobatic wrestling,
Mhm.
is that it's not really about like the fight that's going on. It's about the storyline that builds into it, and then the crowd, like getting the crowd to react. Like a big part of the WWE is having the crowd react, like while you're there, like all the boos and the ahs and like stuff like that. That's what really. That's what makes going to those things fun, bro. Is because you're engaging, you're in such an environment, and watching it on TV too, because you hear the people in the crowd. Like that's why they purposely boost up those microphones. Like when people are talking and they're doing the role of the heel or whatever, and the crowd is booing. Like it's why they do it. It's entertaining to watch because of the storylines.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think that's with most sports. I think like the way that they hype up games every week is because of those storylines. You know.
Yeah, but also in sports, it's a little bit more unpredictable.
That is true. It's more.
Like
it is.
WWE. So
Exactly.
like that's more like a script.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
like,
it is scripted. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, but sports are unpredictable, and that's the big reason why people watch. But I'm saying in the sense of like, you know,
like hyping it up and building it up.
Hyping it up. Part of the hype is that. So like next year, like the Cowboys Giants game is going to be massive because Jason Garrett is now an offensive coordinator for the Giants. Yeah. You know? So people are definitely going to tune in and see, like, what is his offense going to do? Yeah. You know? Like, what's he going to do? Is he going to help him? Is he going to make him worse? Stuff like that. Like,
yeah. I can see your point there.
Yeah.
But sometimes the media also overdoes it.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's part of the storyline, too.
Yeah.
And then, like, you're going to have Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. Like, people are definitely going to tune in to see what he's doing.
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, yeah, we don't know it. I mean, allegedly. Like, there's a paper with a number on it, and Tom Brady just needs to sign. That's all they're waiting on.
But it's not official.
It's not official.
It's not oficial.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Esports, too. Right, Zeke? Like, esports? Don't they build those storylines in esports, too?
No.
No, not really.
Really?
No.
Esports, well, maybe I've seen some. A little bit.
Well, I mean, honestly, the esport I watch the most is Smash, so I always see it in Smash. But I don't know about like the other ones, you know.
Esports is pure skill.
Yeah?
Yeah, there is no storyline there. Esports is just you watch esports to watch skilled players go against skilled players.
So let me ask you a question.
I think, at least for me personally, like watching Rainbow over the past couple of years, I think over the last year they have gone a little bit more into that.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more into like the storytelling. Like for example, like Canadian leaving EG, going to SSG, and you know, trying to win again and with another team and almost choking, how he choked against Penta back in the day. So like there was a little bit of it, more than I ever seen beforehand. But I can definitely see like Zeke's point, because even before, when I first started watching Rainbow, it was no story. It was just like, oh, watch this match. That's it.
Yeah, no, the one that, like I said, the esport I watch the most is competitive Smash. And the thing about that is that it's almost, the reason I watch it so much is because any given team could win on any given day, or any given person could take a set on any given day. You have a lot of upsets. You have people who are heavily favored. You have people who are not like so heavily favored, and then they win or they lose and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, and then you also have people who, like, the game has gotten so technical and so advanced that you have like just people you've never heard of who can make it so far, and like they're the new up and coming thing, and then like literally out of left field, they're the best in the world.
I mean, that did happen last season where Navi they came straight from the Challengers League, and then won the whole season in Europe, like just coming straight up, like one, like it didn't even take them a season to win the whole thing.
Gotcha.
So, but it's only happened like I think like once or twice ever. So it's not something that's happened. It's not something that happens on the regular.
Isn't it in Smash? Zero was the best for the longest time. Zero is still considered the best.
It depends on what.
Because didn't he go into retirement and come back for Smash Ultimate Tournament and he won?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what Smash you're talking about. Because they play Smash Ultimate and Melee. And then some tournaments still run Smash 4. So it really depends on. Is 4 Ultimate? Yeah, Melee. No. 4 is the one for the Wii U. So, like, it really depends on what tournament. Because now you have people like Mango and Hungrybox, who were like the kings of Melee, like tearing it up in Ultimate, you know? Then you have people like Zero as well, Samora. You have like a ton of people like that can kill it in Melee and kill it in Ultimate. But then you have people who are just Ultimate. So like now Mewtwo King, Like he's more of a Smash 4 player. Like he was super good. He was probably one of the best players in Melee, but he was playing 4 for the longest time, and then now he's starting to transition to Ultimate as well. You know? So it really depends.
You think it's easier to transition from Melee to Ultimate than from 4 to Ultimate because of the way that they redid Ultimate to match?
Similar, like very similar to Melee's tactics.
They made it more Melee-like.
Yeah. I think so, and I think that's why you see a lot of people transitioning now. I mean, I think that like if they didn't transition to 4, they definitely transitioned to Ultimate because it's more. Like I said, it's very similar.
I remember Melee being very like cut into the point, and then Brawl came out and it was very floaty, so a lot of people didn't move to Brawl. And then 4 came out and it got kind of closer to Melee, but it was still really floaty. And then Ultimate came out and they're saying like it's the closest thing to Melee.
It is the closest thing to Melee. People hated Brawl because Brawl rewarded you for defensive tactics. So instead of like you see a lot of clips where like people like punish, like and in Brawl what you would do is there was a couple things that pissed people off. The biggest one was where you would just randomly run and slip for some reason. The second one was the step stool, which you can still step stool, so that one they don't care about as much. But the third one that really pissed people off was that it rewarded you for defensive tactics instead of like being aggressive and playing aggressively. And so that's why I didn't catch on, because you would hit someone and you would start to punish, but then they would just do something defensively like roll out, and the game would be like, all right, now you have priority, So, I mean, obviously when you're playing a competitive fighting game, like the thing that you want to do is it's like chess. As soon as your opponent makes a move, you have to punish and take that stock, And you can do that in Brawl. You could kind of do it in 4, but you could absolutely do it in Ultimate. Like the combos that they do in Ultimate are insane, bro. Like they're almost as insane level as the Brawl ones, or the Melee ones. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I mean that's it, man. Esports they're getting there. We talk about them a lot, and that's because I think they're getting more and more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Like I definitely see it a lot more on like Twitter and stuff.
But yeah, video games are interesting to watch. Like sports are fun to watch because there's that uncertainty of who's gonna win, right? But video games, not necessarily that much. But it's more fun to watch because you can just see like the raw skill that people have.
Yeah.
When it comes to like aiming, or when it comes to like knowing combos, when it comes to their deep understanding of that game.
Yeah.
Like it's really interesting for people to look at that and see that and then adapt it into their own play styles. And I think that's why esports are becoming a bigger thing now. Because if they weren't, like, if the people in esports weren't as good as they are and didn't have as deep of an understanding as they have, nobody would care.
I think, like, to Zeke's point, it does make it a little bit more not say a little more popular, but it does make it, a reason why it is popular is because, like he said, you can take what they're doing in the pros and take it for you and learn from that and apply it to yourself.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, if you watch sports, you really can't, unless you're like a kid growing up or stuff like that, But like for us, at least, we're a little bit older, stuff like that. You can't really like take that and get where you want to be because it's obviously too late. And things like
that's
that.
True.
So
yeah,
it applies to more people.
Exactly.
Speaking, it applies to
anybody could do it. But what is not hard to do is to socially distance yourself from people. That is so easy to do. All you gotta do is just stay home. Just stay home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What coronavirus updates do you have for us, bro?
What? I'm updating. I honestly don't have any right now at the moment. I mean, honestly, just social distancing, but that's been up for a couple of days now. Wash your hands, 20 seconds. I've been saying that for the past couple of weeks. But not just stay at home. If you don't need to go out, don't go out.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Like, why is toilet paper so big?
I don't know. I looked it up and I couldn't find anything about it. I mean, I guess it's if you go into self-quarantine, but I don't know. I just thought, like, if you run out of toilet paper, just go to the shower and
do you think it's that like mob mentality?
No, it's panic mentality.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's like it's being blown way out of proportion by the media.
Right. Okay.
Like when you look at the actual statistics of the coronavirus,
Like what?
it's-
What do you got?
it's not that bad.
Okay.
Like it has a less than 3% mortality rate.
Right.
So like literally almost everyone is surviving this.
No, I mean that's
No.
still a mortality rate.
Yeah, well it still
But-
has a mortality rate, but
Yeah.
it's not as big as like people are making it out to
Okay.
be. Like it's not as bad as like pneumonia and stuff. Like yeah, it can lead to pneumonia, but that's if like you don't take care of yourself. That's
Okay.
if like you have pre-existing
Conditions.
like lung conditions and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Like it's bad for the elderly and infants
Yeah.
because infants their immune systems aren't developed enough,
Right.
and the elderly their immune systems are weakening.
Okay.
But like for regular people like up to 40, up to 50 even, like you're fine. There's nothing really to worry about unless you have a pre-existing condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean,
The
the
major-
reason
yeah.
we're practicing social distancing is because we do have a lot of infants. We come in contact with a lot of elderly people, especially
yeah.
here. So I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the social distancing thing is justified, or do you guys think it is being blown out of proportion?
It makes sense to do it from a sanitary standpoint,
Okay.
but it's definitely being blown way out of proportion. Like
Okay, I think to go out and swarm for like toilet paper and like things like that.
yeah.
It's definitely being out of proportion. I don't think you have to go to that extreme,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't think you have to go into a grocery store and fucking wreck their store and like make it like it's really tough for the employees and stuff like that, right?
Right.
But I think it is still serious enough, even though it's only a 3% mortality rate, maybe even less. But I think it's still serious enough to do the social distancing, even
Right.
for like the 2 weeks that they're recommending, things
Mhm.
like that, just to stop the spread. Not because it's gonna affect you, but because it can affect someone that you can spread it to that might be elder or maybe with a pre-existing condition. And a pre-existing condition can also be like, for example, like obesity can also, well, so far they're having researches, but I was watching a doctor talk about it. Like, I think like 40-something% of Americans are obese or some shit,
Mm-hmm.
or some number like that. It was a pretty like 30-40% of Americans are obese. So even that can like maybe not do well with the coronavirus. But either way, it's just to prevent you from keep on spreading it.
Right.
Just to contain the spreading of the virus itself.
Yeah.
That's why Italy is kind of getting like fucked right now, because they weren't taking it too serious until it was too late, and now everyone's getting like either really infected with serious cases or a little bit more deaths, and they're the whole center of the coronavirus right now. So
Right.
I think that's why like officials and all that stuff are recommending us to like stay home for a little bit and
Yeah.
not go out if we need to, just to stop the spread,
Mm-hmm.
because you just don't know who you're gonna. You don't know who has a
I
pre-existing
think that's
condition
what's
and stuff
messing
like
it
that.
up the most is like the way that they're telling people to stay home, like the shit that they're doing where they're like, oh, everybody's on quarantine for 2 weeks, nobody leave your house. Like I feel like that's kind of feeding into it a lot more. Like they could have presented that a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think
Like it just came like so out of nowhere.
yeah.
And then it's like people who maybe don't have the money to go and buy stuff to hoard, or people like elderly people right now are getting absolutely destroyed because there's nothing in stores and they don't have the physical power to go in and push people to get what they need.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just kind of being left in the dust.
Well, there are some stores that are opening specifically for senior citizens
First,
first
Yeah,
to
that's
let
good.
them come in
it's
and
been
do their shopping.
very popular for
For-
the past couple of days.
Yeah, for a couple of reasons. The first one is so that they don't come in contact with someone younger who may have it. That's the first thing, and the second thing is because of, like you said, they don't have the physical power to push someone aside. The other thing is that people are going to beaches, bro. People are still trying to like do all these things. Like Disney was packed up until the day it was closed. People are still taking flights. I mean, I'm not saying like all those people are bad, but the reason they're telling you to practice social distancing is because they don't have a cure for this yet. There's no really cure for it. And if you've been following the story back since
they've started
they
testing
discovered
on
it.
a possible cure.
Yeah, they have, but there's
Possible
nothing
vaccine.
possible. The possible vaccine, but there's nothing in stone yet, and that's why they're saying it's like we don't know what this could develop to. We're following it. Like this is what we know. We're like things are being told as they're being discovered.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why they want you to quarantine yourself is because they
Well,
don't. They want you to reduce, like Jason said, they want you to reduce the chances of it spreading.
Well, the reason they're doing that is more not to reduce the chances of it spreading. Like, yeah, to reduce the chances of it spreading, but to reduce the chances of it picking up something else and becoming a different strain and becoming even more, like, becoming more deadly. Like,
Well, I mean,
evolving.
that
the
I think
virus
those are
itself evolving.
Yeah.
That's why they're specifically saying practice social distancing. Not specifically, like, yeah, specifically to stop the spread, but more so to stop the virus itself from changing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why you should do it. You should absolutely practice self
and it's
quarantine
like
for that.
people, they're just kind of gonna do whatever they want to do. Like, people are like, let's be honest, people are stupid. People do dumb things all the time
Yeah.
for no apparent reason. And
Yeah.
like going to the beach when people are telling you specifically that we need to like be careful and not go out as much because we don't want this to get worse. But people are still going to beaches. People are still going to very public places. People are still crowding up. And it's like, yeah, people are just kind of going to do whatever they want to do.
And it's not just people, too. It's companies who are open that have no business being open.
Honestly.
Like bars and other stores.
Well,
that
a lot of bars and stuff are starting to close down, and restaurants. But like it's kind of dangerous because the thing that's messing up the U.S. right now too is that there's no testing, or not there's no testing, but there's not a lot of available tests in many areas.
Is it that, or is it because it used to be people couldn't afford it?
Mm-hmm.
Then it was they wouldn't test you unless you were showing symptoms, and then the other thing was that what was it? Now it's that there's no tests.
No, there hasn't really been many tests. Like there's just
it's
not
limited.
it's not accessible to everyone. Like like for example, like Noel said earlier, like there's no testing in Polk County right now because there's no test. Like
like they don't know what to test, like how to test for it, or
no,
what do you
like
mean?
the test itself for the coronavirus.
Right.
There's no test for it. Like they ran out or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Or they never received it. Whatever the case may be.
Gotcha.
That's why they did the whole press conference where he says they're getting a bunch more tests and they're gonna start releasing them soon or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But there's just very limited testing right now at the moment. So that's what's messing up the U.S. a lot, where it's like people can be spreading it like wildfire right now at the moment, but just no one knows because there's not enough testing.
Gotcha.
So that's what helped out China a lot and stuff like that. Like there was a lot of testing going on. Like it got to get spread, the self-quarantine for the month, all that shit like that.
So it's now in all 50 states, and we have marked the 100th death.
But yeah, that's why there's just not a lot of testing. So you can just be spreading it and not even knowing, you know. And a lot of people are, like a lot of younger people are asymptomatic to it. So it's like you don't really even know that you have it, but you're still passing it on. So
well, the thing is with it
it's
now,
just crazy.
The thing is with it now is that they're starting to say that it's airborne.
Well, it's not airborne.
They're saying that it's possible though.
Like little droplets, yes. But it's not like the chicken pox or whatever, shit like that. Where it's
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying like,
like it's like droplets. It can stay. From what I read on a research article that I read, it was that droplets of air. It can stay in the droplets of air up to a couple hours, and then cardboard is 24 hours. Steel is up to 3 days. Plastic is up to 3 days. I can't remember the other materials that they were talking about, but that was what I got from that main article.
LA Fitness
So
closed.
you have to
I'm
be in
sad.
a really like
Like obviously, if you're sneezing or coughing next to someone, it can go through your like nose and eyes and all that
places
shit.
with a lot of moisture, it would be airborne.
Yeah, bathrooms is a couple of days. I believe I
shit.
read as well, like public bathrooms.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just
Anywhere where they probably recirculate air might be airborne in that sense.
yeah, that's as well, like planes,
Well,
and that's why.
I think what they're meaning to say, like, not airborne, like it's not like in the air at all times. But
Yeah.
like, airborne meaning that you can just communicate it, like through air. Like you no longer have to get a residue of spit on you. Like you can, if you talk
Yeah, like
at
if you-
somebody too close,
Yeah,
they can pick it up. Like
Oh well, yeah.
that's-
Well,
think
I
that's
mean,
what they
I
mean
think
by
that
airborne.
that probably, I think
Because-
that means that's kind of like I kind of get what you're saying.
It's moisture from your
Yeah.
mouth, yeah. So it's like, yeah, it is like still bodily fluids technically,
yeah.
but because the moisture particles are so small,
yeah.
it's considered airborne because it is just your
Yeah, like
breath.
that's what the
Gotcha.
droplets of air.
Droplet,
The droplets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
That-
that's
and
what
I
he's
think
saying.
that's
Yeah.
why they're considering it airborne now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like the droplets. That's why they're saying the whole. You should stay 6 feet away
Yeah,
from
yeah.
someone.
That's why they're saying.
Or try to at least. So, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I obviously most likely a lot of people will recover and stuff like that, but they're just trying to like prevent that death mortality going up. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's crazy. The stock market. It's crazy to see the stock market going down. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
starting
insane.
to go back up.
man, that's wild.
They closed it. I
It's-
don't think you can do trades right now, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't
I've just been watched companies go down, but
Because I tried. I tried to buy stock like
Uh-huh.
a couple days ago. That night, remember
Yeah.
we talked about it. I tried to buy a ton of money in stock, and all my purchases got canceled.
well, yeah, they did close it for a couple of days. I
Yeah.
know that, but it's already. I think it's reopened already. I think.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I didn't buy.
It had
Yeah. But it was closed for a second, I
what
believe.
they're calling a partial rebound because the government is
Yeah,
considering. They put in consideration like putting money into the stock market.
They already did.
And they
No, it wasn't into the stock market. They put it into banks. They
in
put
banks. Okay, that's
They
what it
put
was.
$1.5 trillion into banks because when the economy is down like this, banks don't give out loans.
Yeah.
So banks issued, I believe it was treasury bonds to
Mhm.
the state, which
Mhm.
means they're gonna pay the government back with interest.
Interest, yeah. Mhm.
But they loaned out the money to the banks because banks don't do loans during these times,
What
and
I'm
they need
reading-
to do loans because if they don't do loans, it freezes the economy.
Yeah.
What I'm reading says that there was an $850 billion stimulus proposal for the stock market.
Yeah, they're thinking about
And
putting
that's
money
why
into the
stocks-
actual.
Stocks kind of rebounded because
Yeah.
people are like, they're going to put money into the stocks. So stocks.
But they so they're thinking about either putting it into stock, but I know that they put it into banks, that they gave
Mhm,
banks
specifically.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's my thing about it is, I agree. I don't think people should be rushing.
They put in 2.2 trillion into the stock market in the past 4 days.
Oh, they have. They actually did pump money into the stock market.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. So here's my take on it. My take on it is that because we don't know, like, we don't have a vaccine for this yet, I do agree that we should practice social distancing because, again, we want to spread as little as possible. We want to make sure that people aren't put in unnecessary danger for these reasons. You know, we don't, like, the thing is, if this thing transfers so easily, like, and everybody knows someone, everybody has lived with someone, everybody has someone who's over the age of 50 or that is an infant and stuff, and it's like, if these things have a high mortality rate within those two pools, like, it's still, it sucks, you know? What if you contract it and you don't have any symptoms, but then you give it to someone who's really old and then they die, and it's like, that happened because someone didn't practice social distancing because they were out doing this stuff, you know? I'm not saying like stay inside your house for 2 weeks. No, they want you to quarantine yourself. That doesn't mean you can't go outside of your yard and like look at the sky. It doesn't mean you can't go for a bike ride. As long as you're more than 6 feet away from people, then most of the time you're good. Maybe 10 feet, you know, maybe just don't really stand anywhere close to people, be alone. That's what they mean by self-quarantine, you know? It doesn't mean you have to stop living your life and just sit indoors for 2 weeks and wait till this whole thing blows over. No, it means just don't gather. Don't gather with people. Now, again, I don't think that means that people should really be swarming for like toilet paper, because I think that's what causes these shortages, is that everybody's out to get it because everybody thinks that everything is going to run out.
Yeah, just like Zeke said,
It's
it's more
not-
like panic.
Exactly.
There's
it's
no
not
reason to panic
it's not
like
a
that.
hurricane. You know, it's not like it's not a tornado, it's not a storm.
Like, you can still go out and
You
get
can
stuff.
still go
Like-
out and get things.
Like, for example, in Italy, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're in the whole lockdown thing, right? And
Yeah.
They've been on lockdown for a week or so, whatever.
right.
The pharmacies, like the grocery stores, things like that, they're still open to 6 p.m. and you can still go get something. It's just one person at a time in the store, right?
Right.
So it's not like they can't go get supplies or
Right.
whatever they need to go get.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to be a lot more careful about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing here. Like, people don't have to go into a store and fucking buy everything. Like, if we go on lockdown, we're probably the same way. We'll probably still have certain things open.
Right.
That we
Essential businesses are still going to be
can,
open.
exactly. But it's just going to be probably fewer people, like 10 at a time or 5 at a time or 1 at a time, whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
So those things are going to be there. So that, like you said, there's no reason to create a shortage
Exactly.
at all. Like, there's just none, because some people are buying in bulks, and then now you're leaving maybe people with nothing at all. So it's like,
Yeah.
that's excessive, like
Yeah.
really excessive. Like Zeke said, that's just panic, and at that point, that's just kind of dumb.
Bro, I mean,
And
I
there's
just
no need for it.
I set some shirts aside that I don't wear anymore.
Like, people
Worst
even
case
buying
scenario,
people
just
even
cut them up.
people are even buying baby wipes in the massive
They're
amount.
buying baby wipes,
And it's like people,
and they're buying up
Formula. Diapers.
Yeah.
to use that instead of milk in case milk runs out.
and it's like, bro, like a lot of people are like a lot of parents are like, yo, stop buying baby wipes. Like,
Yeah, it's
that
like,
shit's needed for
If
babies.
you
Like,
don't
yeah.
have a baby,
don't
don't
buy.
buy baby wipes and baby formula, and people are just like, I need it.
Yeah,
And it's
like,
you don't
need
you
it.
really
You're
don't.
just
Yeah.
dumb at that point.
Yeah.
So like things like that are definitely like
Yeah.
not that doesn't need to be at all. And yeah, maybe the media is doing fear stuff like that, and that's why honestly, like, all the sources or like the information that I'm trying to learn and research on this is not coming from me personally, from like CNN or anything like that. I'm just trying to listen to like officials, like
Mhm.
what are actual public health officials saying,
Yeah.
and like what are research saying. Like, that's
Yeah.
where I'm trying to learn from. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
learn it
yeah.
from the media itself,
The
because
thing,
they're just gonna push an agenda, and I don't really
you
care for that.
have to do your own research, because the media is all about fear mongering. The media is all about getting a reaction out of you.
Mm-hmm.
The media never puts anything in a positive light. The media will tell you the worst things about like the smallest shit. Like, this coronavirus stuff was blown way out of proportion. Now people are hoarding and leaving people who actually need to go buy things. They're leaving them without anything.
Yeah.
So like, these stores are empty, bro. Like, it's dead empty. So people who are like trying to just get groceries and provide for their family so that they can eat, they have nothing.
Yeah.
And that was just blown way out of proportion. Like, it didn't need, there's the better ways that the media could have handled that, but because the media is all about instilling fear into you and getting that reaction out of you, things happened the way that they happened, and now people are left with literally nothing.
Yeah. Like, I think
Yeah.
Sabrina went to go buy
That's
something.
why
Like, she went to go buy chicken at Publix or some shit. And I think she went like 2 or 3 hours after they opened, and they were sold out of meat.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, there's no need for that, dog.
Yeah.
Like, chill out. Like, there's really
Bro.
no need for that.
like,
Bro,
that's-
I went with Eric to buy something. I'm not gonna mention it, but you know what it is. You know,
Uh-huh.
I went with Eric to buy one, and dude, it was packed. Like, literally everybody was buying the same thing, right? And there was like a massive line. We waited in line for maybe like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, before they would like talk to us about, you know, like what we wanted, to see if they had it in stock or anything like that.
That's crazy.
You know, so we waited, and the guy was saying, he's like, it's been crazy. He's like, I had a line around the block at 7 a.m. And he's like, today at 7 I had another line, and we got there around noon, and the line was still like forming. And I'm like,
insane.
why? Like, we literally, like, we're just buying one. Like, he just wanted one, you know, it's the first one. He's like, I just want to go, I want to do it, want to use it. I was like, all right, like, say less, like, let's go get one. Me, like, I've had him forever, so it doesn't matter. But bro, there was nothing. Like, nothing.
Yeah,
you couldn't get anything.
I heard a lot of it's been sold out and crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, I
It's
literally...
like, bro, what are you gonna do? You can creep it out, but you're gonna shoot the fucking virus? Like,
Yeah,
what the
exactly.
fuck are you gonna do, bro?
What are you gonna do? You
I
just
don't
gonna,
know.
What are you
you're
gonna do? Fucking the shit
It's
up?
so
Like, you
dumb.
can't do
Yeah.
that shit, bro.
Like,
Like,
people
it's
with that
fucking
mentality,
stupid.
People with that mentality are so
Like,
beyond stupid. Like,
that's what? Like, I don't get that. Like, I heard that
Exactly.
from someone at Best Buy that told me that they went to go refill,
Yeah.
and they're like, bro, there was nothing left, and I was like, wait, what? Why? And then
Yeah.
they told me, and I was like,
Dude, like, literally...
blew my mind.
Literally, I got the
What?
last box, and it's in my bag. I
Yeah.
got the last box, and the people behind me were giving me stares, bro. And I was like, I'm I'm buying it. Like, I don't care,
Yeah.
you know. But it's like I would have bought it regardless, because every time I go to the store, I buy one just because, you know, just to have some.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's crazy, dude. Like he just wanted one.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, yeah, bro, I'll go with you to get it. He's
Yeah.
like, will you come with me? I'm like, absolutely, why not?
Yeah.
And there was just people, like, they were sold out of everything, bro.
Yeah.
Everything. It was crazy. And I'm like, why? What are you gonna do with this?
There's
you
people.
know?
There's people who stock up to stock up
Yeah.
because they think it's gonna run out, and then there's people who stock up to resell.
Oh, yeah, like that guy that tried to resell the 17,000 type of hand sanitizer and shit
Yeah,
like that on Amazon, and then Amazon said,
did you read about that? Did you read about that?
No.
So there was this guy in Kentucky,
some shit like that.
Tennessee, maybe
some state,
one of those states,
some white state.
Yeah, it's like along like the Sun Belt, but the guy went through to like every Dollar General like back alley store and bought all the hand sanitizers and face masks, and he tried to resell them on Amazon, and he got like 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer and like something like 20,000 masks or something, right? And he sold them anywhere from like $8 to like $80 a bottle, depending on like how, like what people were bidding for them. And eBay and Amazon shut that shit down. Like the next day, they were like, "No, we're not you're not price gouging necessities at a time like this."
Yeah, dude.
And so
at that point, like they have to step in.
Yeah,
What
and
the
so
hell
now
is
the
that?
guy has all this inventory,
and he's mad.
He's mad, but at the same time,
Good. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what? Stop being a fucking dickhead. What are you doing? Like,
exactly.
like, why would you buy them to resell? Like, people needed these, and it's like now someone might not be able to afford it because you're trying to make money off of a crisis. Like, you have to be the worst type of person to only be able to. You have to be either a company that has yellow and blue in your logo, or the worst type of fucking person. The worst type of person to try to capitalize profits on a crisis.
yeah, dude. Nah, fuck that guy.
No, fuck that guy.
100%
When I read that he was
deserves
mad and like crying and shit like that, I was like, bitch, you deserve that shit
100%,
for fucking
bro.
trying to like capitalize off fucking people that really do need that shit.
Exactly,
Like,
bro.
Bruh.
and even not even giving it a price where it's actually reasonable, like
Yeah.
fucking $80 for a bottle of hand sanitizer.
Fi- 50 cent markup,
Bro, fuck
reasonable.
you, dog.
50
Yeah.
cent markup, reasonable.
If
$1 is kind of like a lot, but
if he like goes out and buys them, say for like $1, and he marks them up, he's like, "All right, I'll sell them to you for like $1.50."
that's
like,
that's still
that's
reasonable. That's still
Yeah.
reasonable.
That's like he's making a profit, but he's not selling them at an insane price that nobody can afford. Like,
Bro, 17,000. You know what has to go out and get 17,000?
They said
that's
he
insane.
literally he had a U-Haul truck, and like filled up a U-Haul truck with all this stuff. And
nah, yeah, fuck that guy,
Dude, that's
he
crazy.
deserves it. Fuck him.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad eBay and Amazon shut that shit down.
Hell
bro.
yeah.
100%.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like legit. Those corporations are shining right now, bro.
Yeah,
They're gonna thrive after this
yeah.
shit.
I think they're gonna stop deliveries for like a week or two here pretty soon. But
Yeah.
I think right now deliveries is the best way to go because you're getting very, very minimal contact with people.
Yeah, I mean,
in
everything is
deliveries.
Like Dick's is doing the whole like if you order something, you can go to pick it up at the store.
But curbside, right?
But curbside, exactly.
Curbside
Like a lot of
pickup.
things going curbside. A lot of
Yeah.
the fast food restaurants are going only drive through.
Yeah.
No lobby.
No lobby.
Stuff. So like
Anything-
even in Starbucks, you go to Starbucks. We went to Starbucks the other day, or yesterday, 2 days ago. I went with Maria,
Yeah.
and it's drive through, and then the cashier can only like handle they'll handle the orders and the money and the cards,
Yeah.
but they can't touch the drinks. Like only the people making the drinks can give the drinks to the person that is getting them.
Oh, okay.
So like the
That's fine.
cashier never ever touches the drinks or anything
Yeah.
like that to not contaminate anything.
And I assume they're wearing gloves too.
Yeah, and there were
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like things like that is cool, you know.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense though.
What?
Why?
If the
What?
person that's making the drinks hands the drinks off,
Why?
isn't that the same thing as the cashier handing them off?
No, because
No.
if someone makes the drinks, then you add another person to that link, where it's like between just you and the person making the drink. If they have gloves on the whole time, everything stays sterile as long as they don't cough on it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if
And then
you,
also
if
it
you have
stays
to,
on-
let's say you have to hand it to the cashier, that just adds another point of uncertainty.
I
Yeah.
see.
The whole thing that you're trying to do is eliminate these points of uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. And then also I think on cash and stuff like that. So they just basically just take a lot of, like you said, certain
Well,
points out.
What
Yeah.
I've seen is a lot of places just close, like they're drive-through only, like for fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
he just
That's
said
what I'm saying,
that.
like-
He literally just
Oh.
said that.
Dude, that's the thing. This is all happening in the drive-through, not in the store. Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
happening in the drive-through. So, like, the person in the drive-through, the cashier in the drive-through, is only handling cash, cards, and orders. They're not touching. They're not making drinks or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, they're not contaminating anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because most of the time, yeah, even
I
just
didn't
because.
hear you mention the drive-through.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, because most of the time, even like on normal days, like that drive-through person that's running the cash can also go make drinks if they're really backed up or things like that.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to take that out, which is cool.
That makes sense.
So it's cool that these places are doing that or taking these extra measures like they should be.
And it's good, honestly, because it's like since all the stores are empty, a lot of people are having to resort to that fast food. So it's good that they're still open, even if it's not necessarily so you can go in.
Yeah,
But you still have a place, like, if you
To-
don't
to
have
go get
anything,
food.
to go get food.
Yeah.
And especially it's like you're in a car with either by yourself, that you're eliminating as many points of uncertainty as possible by doing it in that fashion and in
Mhm.
that way.
Mhm.
You know,
That's
I
a
mean,
good way to be
there's
right now.
there's no way to completely eliminate it, unfortunately,
No.
but you are eliminating as many points as possible, and that's good. That's what you want to do. That's
Yeah.
why you practice the social distancing and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just to eliminate the points of uncertainty. That's insane. Well, on that bombshell, it is time for us to end. Thank you for joining us for another episode.